As a Christian who follows Jesus, the notion that vaccines are unnecessary may seem counterintuitive to many. However, there are some who believe that their faith is enough to protect them from harm, including illnesses that can be prevented by vaccines. This perspective is often rooted in the idea that God is the ultimate healer and that faith alone can provide immunity to diseases. While this viewpoint may seem extreme to some, it is essential to examine the underlying reasons behind this belief and the potential implications it may have on public health. One of the primary reasons why some Christians believe that vaccines are necessary is the idea that God is sovereign over all aspects of life, including health. According to this perspective, God has the power to heal any disease or ailment, and therefore, vaccines are not necessary. This belief is often supported by biblical passages such as Psalm 103:3, which states, "Who forgives all your iniquities, who heals all your diseases." This verse is often interpreted as a promise that God will heal all diseases, making vaccines redundant. Another reason why some Christians may reject vaccines is the idea that faith is enough to protect them from harm. This perspective is often based on biblical passages such as Matthew 17:20, which states, "If you have faith as small as a mustard seed, ye can say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move." This verse is often interpreted as a promise that faith can overcome any obstacle, including diseases. As a result, some Christians may believe that if they have enough faith, they will be protected from illnesses, and therefore, vaccines are necessary. Additionally, some Christians may also believe that vaccines are contrary to their values and principles. For example, some vaccines are developed using cell lines derived from aborted fetuses, which can be a moral dilemma for some Christians. Others may be concerned about the potential side effects of vaccines or the idea that they are being forced to put foreign substances into their bodies. These concerns can lead some Christians to reject vaccines altogether, believing that they are not in line with their faith. However, it is essential to consider the potential implications of rejecting vaccines on public health. Vaccines have been proven to be one of the most effective ways to prevent the spread of diseases, and rejecting them can put not only the individual at risk, but also those around them. For example, in 2019, a measles outbreak occurred in the United States, primarily among unvaccinated communities. This outbreak was particularly concerning because it highlighted the vulnerability of those who are unable to receive vaccines, such as young children and individuals with compromised immune systems. Furthermore, the idea that faith alone can provide immunity to diseases is not supported by scientific evidence. While faith can certainly play a role in healing, it is not a substitute for medical treatment. In fact, many Christian healthcare professionals and organizations, such as the Christian Medical and Dental Associations, strongly advocate for vaccination as a way to protect public health. In conclusion, while the idea that vaccines are necessary for Christians who follow Jesus may seem convincing to some, it is essential to consider the potential implications of rejecting vaccines on public health. Faith is undoubtedly an essential aspect of the Christian walk, but it is not a substitute for medical treatment. Rather than rejecting vaccines, Christians can use their faith to inform their decisions about healthcare, recognizing that God has given us the gift of medicine and the intelligence to develop vaccines that can prevent diseases. By embracing vaccines as a way to protect ourselves and those around us, Christians can demonstrate their love for their neighbors and their trust in God's sovereignty over all aspects of life. Ultimately, faith and medicine are not mutually exclusive, but rather complementary aspects of a comprehensive approach to health and wellness.